Hi, we're Turin Brakes, and it's been 10 years since our first release, the Door EP, and to celebrate this fact that we're still around and still alive, we're going to put out a retrospective called Bottled at Source. And the reason it's called Bottled at Source is because we signed to Source Records. So, when did we sign to Source Records? 2000?
Yeah. 9 years ago now.
9 years ago. We signed a record deal with Source Records, who were very, very cool. At the time, they were really, really exciting, and they'd come from France. It was a guy called Philippe Ascoli. He'd come from France and he'd signed bands like Air and Phoenix. We signed a record deal at Source, and on a Friday, I think it was, and on the Monday, we were at Conk Studios in Crouch End recording our first album. It was very, very quick.
It was quite different from how it is now. Well, it's all changed now. It's all computers.
It's all changed. Yeah, it's all computers.
It was all, everything was recorded to tape then. And in Conk, there's a massive old desk. I don't know what desk it was, but
it was a Neve.
Instead of your computer crashing, you'd press a button and the button would fly off, and someone would have to root around the floor looking for a spring, and then have to call someone to come and try and fix it back on. So you press the button again. One of these videos we made was Mind Over Money. And I remember at the time, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was in the cinema, and it had those kind of really beautiful, had that big bamboo sort of fight at the end, and the people floating around and stuff. And the kind of the idea of the video was that we were playing in the forests, quite based on Crouching Tiger, but without the kung fu. And at some point near the end, we kind of just dissolve into dust and vanish into the ether, and the camera tracks us. I don't know.
Turning into dust. Yeah.
And as we vanish,
turning into the wind and blowing across a forest, and we got to turn into dust. We got to stand in front of a blue screen. It was us at that moment where we had just somehow blossomed into kind of more of a public view. People suddenly knew who Turin Brakes were, and we just got nominated for the Mercury.
Yeah.
So it was it was one of that. We always talk about the zeitgeist light shining down at that particular time, and that was when it shone down on us. We went off to Los Angeles, didn't we, with Tony Hoffa?
Tony Hoffa. I mean, the Optimists, we were very staunch about producing it ourselves, because we had a very clear vision in our heads of what it was going to sound like. And we kind of attempted that in a couple of recording sessions on the second album, and it just wasn't really working out, so we kind of decided we should probably work with someone else. And Tony was in London working with someone, so we met him, and then Supergrass, right. And eventually we kind of jumped on a plane with a guitar each and went to make an album with him in sort of 2 or 3 weeks in LA, which was a really, I mean, if you can just imagine going from sitting in your bedroom to kind of within a year making an album and doing videos and being interviewed and having like photo shoots in New York, you feel like your status is very high, obviously.
And we did a song called Painkiller, which got to number 5 in the charts, much to our amazement. And again, things took off even higher, and we suddenly found ourselves kind of being a bit of quite a big band all of a sudden. We headlined Brixton Academy twice and sold it out twice, which was our favourite venue.
Yeah, we were growing up. That was where we'd go to see the bands we liked. So,
and it just, and it carried on like that for another year or two, didn't it?
Kind of madness, really.
That was the maddest time.
Feet didn't touch the ground for sort of 18 months practically.
Another memorable video moment was when we made 5 Mile. The video for 5 Mile, which was in Los Angeles again.
We'd actually gone to Los Angeles to do a gig.
That's right.
And we'd ended up recording another single to tag onto this album because Painkiller had done so well. And so we recorded that overnight, took the roughs to the video editor, and then we went and shot this video, and at the end of it went and finally did our gig. So we were sitting on an aeroplane surrounded by models who are all supposed to be our good friends, all sort of like writhing around us and stuff, and we're staring out the window singing the song and everything. They
were professional, gorgeous girls in videos, weren't they?
But we managed to get the aeroplane on a landing strip. We managed to set the band up, or a makeshift band underneath, and they paraded around the wings for us.
That's right. And we managed to get Tony Hoffa to play the drums in the video. We managed to get Dave Palmer, and our then manager Phil Pacera was on the bass in a white suit, looking like something out of Miami Vice.
It probably got played on television
All
zero
of once.
or once.
Yeah.
But
Not
still,
not bad
if you-
for the price of a house.